7 visualization tips that I use to master subconscious impression and manifest my every desire. First, if you're new here, my name is Brendan, and we teach that what you are thinking, feelingly, and imagining throughout your day is creating your physical experience. Welcome back, everyone. The first visualization tip that I recommend is to engage the sense of touch. While it is known that adding more and more sensory vividness helps to impress the subconscious, Neville Goddard called the specific sense of touch the Western Gate. The specific sense of touch can help you feel the scene real, get you much more engaged and surrounded by the scene. You really want it to take on life around you. If there's any way that you can build your scene that allows you to engage the sense of touch, maybe you're having a conversation with a friend and you place your hand on them, or you're drinking a coffee at a coffee shop and you feel your hand on the coffee. Also engage the other senses, right? Smell the coffee beans, hear the other people in the shop around you, the people working behind the bar. Make it sensory and vivid, but definitely engage the sense of touch. The second tip is to visualize in first person present tense. Some people like to manifest their desires by visualizing themselves in the third person. They're like outside of their body, watching themselves get what they desire. And while that may work for some people, I've seen other people say that they've had other people receiving their desires. They're literally watching other people get the fulfillment of their own desire. This is likely happening because imagining in third person is telling the subconscious that you want to see someone get something, okay? But you really want to impress the subconscious fully and surely, knowing that it's you who is experiencing. So you do that by experiencing your visualization the same way that you would experience this right here, first person present tense. Seeing it through your eyes as though it's happening right here, right now. Now, I won't say that you can't successfully visualize and manifest your desire by visualizing in the third person, but Neville Goddard, my favorite manifestation teacher, did say that watching yourself on a movie screen versus experiencing your visualization as though it's you, first person present tense, here and now, is the difference between success and failure. Let that be known to yourself. You can try it. I won't tell you that you can't because there's no real hard and fast rules to this. Everyone is different. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But allow yourself to recognize that if you're running into trouble not getting your manifestation, it could be time to practice first person present tense visualization. Now, the third visualization tip may take a little bit of practice, but it is moving your eyes under your closed eyelids while you imagine. What that means is you build your scene, you're experiencing your scene, but say in your scene you want to look to the right. That means that under your closed eyes, you look to the right. And then you match what you're visualizing with that movement of your eyes. And it really is engaging. It's almost like you're activating rapid eye movement like we get when we're deeply asleep. Because when you're visualizing, ideally, you're in that meditative trance-like state where your body is asleep, but your mind is aware. So by doing this, you can allow yourself to feel even more real in the experience that you're having, right? Because that's why you're there. That's why you're in first person present tense, so you can look around the scene, live the scene, and let it take on life around you. You'll experience it, as Neville Goddard said, seemingly independent of your perception of it, so that you can look around, maybe see the scenery, and that's really going to impress the subconscious because you're putting yourself even more deeply into the scene. In my experience, this works very, very well to let my scene take on cubic reality. It really feels like I'm there, no different than what I'm experiencing now, sitting here in front of this camera. I can look to the right, look to the left, and it's the same way if I'm visualizing, allowing my brain to experience the scene. But take your time with this one. It may take some practice. It may be a little difficult to match up your eye movement with what you're imagining. You don't have to be perfect, but it's just a little tip that will help you, and it's something that I haven't seen anyone really talk about besides myself. The fourth visualization tip is to feel into your imaginal body before you're seen. Whatever you do to relax, maybe you do the countdown that I used to talk a lot about, or you just let go, let go, let go of thoughts, or you repeat I am, I am, I am, like Neville Goddard taught, until you feel your consciousness kind of floating and detached from the body. That's where you want to be ideally. It's just important that the body is relaxed. But once you do that, before you start imagining your scene, before jumping right in, I like to imagine tying my shoes or putting on the clothes that I'll be wearing for the scene. This gives you a wonderful sense of your imaginal body. A lot of us really are imagining, and it's very shadowy. It's not very vivid and sensory and realistic. It's really just like you're a floating head and you aren't conscious of the clothes on your body. But if I'm present in this very moment, I can feel the clothes on my body, especially this hoodie, which I actually designed, and you can check it out in the description if you want. In my experience, this really, really helps. So just that tying the shoes, or maybe putting on your shoes if you don't have laces, and putting on the clothes that you'd be wearing in the scene. It could be a job interview, it could be meeting up with a friend, it could be signing for a house. Whatever it is, you just want to be able to be present. And so by starting your visualization, by getting into your imaginal body, you're already deeper into the scene than you would have been if you just try and start building it around you and experiencing it that way. Another tip to go in line with this, because it's kind of like setting the scene and the beginning of your visualization, don't jump right into your scene. Maybe build the scene out first. I found that very, very helpful for me, so that it's not like a huge deal trying to keep my attention on everything going on at once. First, I'll imagine, like, say I'm in a coffee shop, so the surroundings, the chair underneath my bottom, and then I'll imagine the other people in layers. I'm going like what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, if there's any smells, anything like that. You're taking the senses and making it more sensory and vivid in pieces, so that it's not shadowy and unrealistic. You want it vivid, you want it sensory, you want it to take on life of its own. That way, once you have everything set up in the mind step by step, you can allow it to take on life and kind of let it play out without thinking, this person's moving here and that person says that and this happens. No, that's too much control. You want to experience the scene. It is an allowing. You allow yourself to experience the scene, and that makes all the difference. The fifth tip is to keep your scene short. I'm talking like 5 seconds to 15 seconds tops. Keep it short. A lot of people are visualizing some long drawn out thing, multiple scenes all at once, and it's really not doing a lot of repetition. Repetition is known to impress the subconscious. You can repeat a lot more and a lot easier when it's a short scene. Then there's not so much to focus on. You can shorten whatever it is, maybe to a handshake and a congratulations, and you let that scene repeat and repeat and repeat. And as you do so, you make it more sensory and vivid. And as you do so, you amplify that feeling that you would experience were it true here and now. And then it builds to a peak. I want to let that repetition make it build into a peak. It's all about the feeling, right? The visualization is just a tool to get you into the feelings. When you repeat and repeat and repeat, taking that feeling higher and higher, then you reach that peak and you can hold it for at least 30 seconds, and that will help impress the subconscious, because it is that repetition, it is the intensity of your feeling. Remember, feeling is the language of the subconscious. That all plays a big role. So if you've been imagining long drawn out scenes, maybe that works for you. If so, go with what works for you. But in my experience, when I shorten the scene, I keep it no longer than 15 seconds, it's so much easier and it feels like a real solid practice, because I like to do it about 3 to 4 repetitions, making it more intense, more feeling every time, and then I can let it go because I'm in full satisfaction at that point, and then I carry that satisfaction into sleep or with me throughout the day when I get up from my meditation, depending on when I'm doing the visualization. The sixth tip is not to overthink the scene. Visualization, just like affirmation, just like scripting, just like the 3-6-9 pillow whisper method, is all just a tool to inspire the feeling within you. So don't overthink the scene, trying to figure out, is this the right one? Did I impress the subconscious? Am I doing it right? This is all just going to cause confusion within you. And if you're feeling confused and you're feeling unsure, then your subconscious says, all right, more of that, right? That's the law of increase we've talked about in recent videos. Anything that you put your attention on will increase. So if you're putting attention on being unsure or being confused about the process, you're going to get more unsure and more confused. Allow yourself to just trust whatever scene you choose. And you can change it. You can also change it. A lot of people are very rigid and they stick to one scene every single night. But you don't even have to imagine it every single night. Just when you want to. What do you want to experience? And that's how you pick. You go based on what you want right now. You're not forcing yourself to do anything. You're not using any effort. You're just saying, what would I like to experience in this moment? Then you, like I said, shorten it into a 5 to 15 second scene, build it around you, feel your imaginal body, and play it out. And play it out and just do it until you're satisfied, right? You're going for satisfaction. That is the key. Also remember that because satisfaction is the key, you don't have to marry the idea of imagining a million times. Your good is inherent. Everything you desire is automatically flowing to you. This is just helping you impress the mind with the idea that it's already done so you can relax about it. That's the biggest key. It's not always going to be some overwhelming, extreme positive feeling that many people talk about. Maybe in the moment when you're imagining it, you amplify it, you make it very, very powerful, but you don't have to feel that all the time. That living in the end doesn't mean that you're constantly in a crazy state of ecstasy. You can feel good, but personally, if you're like me, it's a lot of effort to try and feel emotionally activated like that all the time. It's a lot of work. It feels unnatural, and you want it to feel natural. To me, it's a positive feeling, but it's a good, chill, relaxation, calmness. Even Abraham Hicks says that it's a deep calmness when you know that you're one with your desire, because you're not constantly going to be walking around super ecstatic. Maybe some children are that way, but by this point, a lot of us have a lot of other programming going on. So we're not exactly focused in a way that we can be walking around with all that exuberant energy. If you are, if you can, if that's natural for you, great, go ahead, do it. But I'm just saying, make it natural for you, whatever natural is. And for me, that's relaxation, calmness, peace, and just a chill, good feeling. To summarize, have faith, have a positive expectancy that you are doing it right moment by moment, and allow yourself to stick to that. All right, that's true faith. Don't waver. Don't think, oh, it's been 2 days and nothing's happened and I don't know what's going to happen. No, that's a short period of time. Don't allow. So to summarize, have a positive expectancy that you're doing it right. Allow yourself to have that faith and that trust in yourself, in your mental processes, in the power of God within you, as you, then you know that you're doing it right. You don't have to falter or waver on that at all. The seventh and final tip is the 1-2 punch. Say you've done your visualization, you feel that satisfaction, then afterwards you're going to fulfill it with a sense of gratitude and or completion. This means after your scene, when you felt it for at least 30 seconds, right, amplifying that feeling of fulfillment, specifically that you would have if your desire were fulfilled, then you take it to just a broader sense of gratitude and or completion. So that's thank you, thank you, thank you, or it is done, it is done, it is done. And when you do this, you activate a real sense of gratitude. You're saying thank you to a higher power for completing what you desire for you. Or saying it is done, getting that sense of completion that you have when you finish anything. Imagine like a time when you've told a friend that you've completed something and you finally got it done. It is done, it is done. And repeat it with that energy within yourself. And you want to hold that gratitude or the completion sense. And once you've activated it, you hold that gratitude and or the sense of completion for 30 seconds as well, right? You want to hold that, make sure that feeling is strong, impressing the subconscious. And so that is something that is very, very powerful. I have a deeper explanation on the It Is Done practice as well as a guided meditation for it in my Detachment Mastery course. I'll link it in the description. This way, it's a 1-2 punch because you get not only that sense of fulfillment and completion of your specific desire, but you also get the gratitude that's the aftermath. That's something natural that might happen, right? Or that sense of completion. Anytime that we get something that we desire, maybe there's a moment afterward in contemplative thought, just reflecting on the experience, thinking, wow, I'm so thankful and grateful that that happened. In the moment, maybe you're overjoyed or ecstatic, or you feel relief, or you feel relaxed, whatever it is. But after that, there may be that sense of gratitude, that sense of it is done. I don't have to worry about it ever again. It's all complete and taken care of. You get that 1-2 punch because it's then multiple feelings impressing the subconscious about the one central idea. All right, so those are the tips. Don't take them as hard and fast rules. Again, take what resonates and leave the rest, all right? And don't take my word just because you like me or you think that I sound like I know what I'm talking about. Actually do this. This is what I've found in my own practice, but everyone is different, all right? Don't just take my word for nothing. Try it. See what works for you. Maybe some of these work and some don't. That's fine. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest. With me, with any other teacher, with anything in life. Take what resonates and leave the rest, because you are at a certain point in your life right now where maybe some things work and some things don't. And that's totally all right. I wish you all the best with your visualizations and subconscious impression. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you next time. Take care.